Let's now talk about Jamhoor Ulama. Recently, some people are arguing that if the majority of the ulama take a side, okay, so everybody should also take that side. Then that side is proven as the correct side. Okay. It's a falsehood. I mean, this notion does not exist in Islam. This notion does not exist. They argue on this, showing a hadith which says that mm, the majority of ummah will not gather on the majority of this ummah will not get together on a particular error or mistake. Okay. First of all, this hadith says the majority of ummah. So when they translated, I mean, in the hadith, original hadith, in Arabic, it uses ummat, the term ummat. Okay. So what is the meaning of ummat? The meaning of ummat is ummat. It is not ulama, right? One doesn't need to become be doesn't need to be a scholar to understand that the meaning of ummat is not a scholar or ulama. But interestingly, they are translating it. When they translate, they are using the term ulama. Amazing. So it says the majority of ummah. Okay. And the ordinary people, they are not scholars, they don't know the hadith in Arabic. So they just listen to the translated form, which they show as the majority of ulama. Okay. So that's how they have biased the ordinary people. Secondly, there can be a clue that, as you look at the ummah, you give priority to some selected part of it. Okay, there is a clue in the hadith that when you look which side the ummah is taking, okay, you may, there's probably a clue that you may look at the selected part, okay, selected part of the ummah, okay. Even if I take it that way, the special or selected part of ummah, when you select, okay, who will be them? Well, if I look at another verse of Quran, it says that kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas. Okay, so the ummah, the best part of the ummah actually is the group of people who are working for, who is doing the job, bid the fair and forbid the fair, and that's how they are working for the welfare of the ummah, of people. So that's actually the people who are doing the efforts of Tablig, not those people who are sitting in madrasa and just were just busy with all their studies, okay, who are not working, okay, who are not doing this job. How come they don't fall into what is indicated in this hadith, in this verse, kuntum khayran ukhrijat linnas? Okay, how come they belong to people who are given the good news here in this verse? Okay, so even the selected people, they can't be. It's actually the people who are doing tabligh. So if you look, but actually, basically, it is still not the way you select the right side. That's not the way. I mean, this hadith don't show you how you select the right side, how you, I mean, decide which side is right and which side is wrong. This hadith doesn't tell you to find out that way. It is rather the whole Quran, hadith, or Sunnah, the lives of Sahaba radiallahu anhum, which shows you the way how to decide which side is right and which side is wrong. It's not like you ignore everything, Quran and Sunnah and lives of, you just look at on which side you have higher number of people and consider that side as the right side. That's never the lesson in Islam. Just okay, you just sit idle. You don't look at what Quran says, what Hadith says, what Sahaba says. So you just look at which side give you higher number of people, and then there is the right side. It's never like that. Secondly, if you want to select that way, okay, that number you get after the selection, right? Everybody say, for example, try to get the point. Okay, if you actually I need your attention to get the point. See, for example, you have two ways, right and left, and people are taking one of the two ways. Okay. So as you as they come to the spot, they select. Before taking the side, you don't know. Actually, initially you don't know which side will have higher number of people, right? For example, in the in the national election poll, let's assume that there are two parties, red and blue. Some people think that red side is good. Some people think blue side is good. The other side is bad. Okay. So it is their, I mean, understanding in themselves. So they poll either red or blue. Once the poll is complete, once the polling is complete, they then you get the result, which side has higher number. But you need to select the side at the time of the poll, not after getting the result, right? Everybody will select their side before this they can see the result. So how come you select based on the result? The result will be based on the selection. The selection cannot be based on the result, right? So how you select? It's funny, right? The I mean whatever they are trying to mean is funny. That's an impossible way. Rather, how you select? Okay, man, you select based on Quran, Hadith, the lives of Sahaba radiallahu anhum, which side is right, which side is wrong. That's how you select. At the end of the selection, then you can see on which side you have higher number of people. Okay. And finally, I mean, that hadith is not to teach you how to select the right side. That hadith rather is like a basharat. There are many hadiths about some basharat of this ummah. Like some hadith says that there won't be any oppressor king which destroy the whole nation altogether. So that's the good news that will never happen. Okay. So this type of uh, uh, this type of basharat or good news, there are some good news for this ummah. So similarly, that's a good news for this ummah, that it will not happen in the case of this ummah that the majority of the ummah will get together on a particular mistake. Okay, so that's it. That doesn't tell you how you select. Okay, if you, I mean, it's funny if you think that, well, whatever the majority side is going doing is the right thing. Okay, then tell me what percentage of people are, I mean, whether the majority or the minority praise Allah of Muslims. Majority or minority? It's minority.
Minority.
It's minority, right?
Yeah.
It's minority. Okay, tell me whether the majority or the minority dress up in the Sunnah way. Tell me, well, these days you can talk about anything, any Sunnah thing, probably anything. Whether the majority or minority keep beard. Minority, okay? So, according to them, not keeping beard is the right thing to do. Not praying salah is the right thing to do. Not coming to the masjid is the right thing to do because the majority don't come to the masjid for prayer. Not dressing up the sunnah is the right thing to do. Not taking food in sunnah is the right thing to do because the majority takes food on table and chair. Not protecting their eyes is the right thing to do because the majority don't protect. Which example would you take? What part of deen is now followed? Take anything from deen. Probably you will find that the minority is doing that. So then not following that is the right thing to do. Is that the way you select the right? You distinguish between right and wrong. Is that the way? Why are we deceived? Why are we deceived?